What happens when Marvel finally decides to give the Fantastic Four the treatment they deserve? You get Fantastic Four 2025, a film that doesn't just reboot a franchise, but redefines what a superhero origin story can look like. Directed by Matt Shakman, known for his work on WandaVision, this movie delivers something refreshingly unique in a cinematic universe often accused of formula fatigue. It's bold, retro-futuristic, emotionally grounded, and yes, it finally gives fans a Fantastic Four that feels fantastic. Right from the opening frames, you know you're not watching a typical Marvel movie. The film kicks off not in New York City 2025, but in an alternate 1960s universe with flying cars, vintage lab coats, and a kind of optimistic sci-fi aesthetic straight out of retro comic books and classic pulp fiction. The Baxter Building towers above a stylized skyline, and the Fantastic Four are already functioning as a team. No origin montage, no long setup. They've been heroes for years, and their dynamic is already lived in. This choice not only respects the audience's intelligence, but also lets the film dive deeper into who these characters are rather than how they got here. Pedro Pascal plays Reed Richards with a mix of detached brilliance and subtle vulnerability. His version of Mr. Fantastic isn't just smart, he's conflicted, obsessive, and at times frighteningly cold, which adds real dramatic weight. There's no quirky nerd cliché here. Reed is a man burdened by his mind, constantly calculating probabilities, and sometimes neglecting the very people he's trying to protect. Pascal's performance is quietly magnetic. He pulls you in with restraint and presence rather than theatrics. Vanessa Kirby's Sue Storm is the emotional core of the film. She's not just the invisible one. She's the strategist, the conscience, the person who holds the team together even as the universe threatens to tear them apart. Her powers are visualized with elegance and creativity, but it's Kirby's performance that leaves a mark. Sue is also pregnant in the film, a bold move that hints at the coming of Franklin Richards, a future cosmic-level character. But this detail isn't just fan service. It adds personal stakes to the team's mission and gives Sue a unique emotional arc. She's not just fighting for the world, she's fighting for her future family. Joseph Quinn as Johnny Storm, aka the Human Torch, brings a youthful, cocky energy that balances well with the film's more serious undertones. He's fast-talking, impulsive, and delightfully overconfident, but the film also gives him moments of vulnerability that suggest he's more than just a showboating flame. There's a great brother-sister dynamic between him and Sue that adds warmth and humor without undercutting the tension. And then there's Ebon Moss-Bachrach as Ben Grimm, the ever-lovable thing. His performance is both gruff and tender. He delivers some of the movie's best emotional beats, especially in scenes that touch on his physical transformation and feelings of isolation. The CGI used to bring the thing to life is a major step up from previous versions. He's textured, expressive, and grounded in reality. Ben's journey in this film isn't about accepting his powers, but about learning where he belongs, not just in the team, but in the world. But what really sets Fantastic Four 2025 apart is its tone. This isn't a cookie-cutter Marvel formula film. The aesthetic is pure retro-futurism, but the emotional core is thoroughly modern. There's a melancholic atmosphere that lingers throughout, not grim or dark, but thoughtful. The characters are heroes, yes, but they're also deeply human. They argue, they failed, they question their purpose. Their family dynamic isn't played for laughs. It's the foundation of the narrative. Visually, the film is a triumph. From the color palette to the set design to the costume work, it all feels like a loving tribute to classic science fiction with modern cinematic polish. The Fantastic Car, the team's iconic vehicle, makes a stylish entrance, and the Baxter Building feels like a character in itself, filled with tech, warmth, and mystery. The action scenes are clean, creative, and well-paced. Each character's abilities are used inventively, especially in teamwork moments where powers combine in unexpected ways. Then there's the villain, Galactus, not a swirling cloud or abstract threat, but a fully realized, terrifying presence. He's presented not just as a destroyer of worlds, but as a cosmic force, inevitable, ancient, and deeply tied to the fabric of the multiverse. His herald, the Silver Surfer, or in this version, Shalabal, is portrayed with icy elegance. She isn't just a messenger of doom, she's conflicted, poetic, and almost mournful. Their arrival raises the stakes without relying on the now overused multiverse chaos. The threat here is existential, yes, but also deeply personal. Interestingly, Doctor Doom doesn't appear in this film, which is a surprising choice, but also a smart one. Instead of trying to cram every major villain into a single movie, the story focuses on establishing the team and building towards something greater. There are hints at Doom's eventual arrival, a shadow in Latveria, a whisper in a news report, but nothing concrete. It's clear Marvel is playing the long game here, and that patience makes the storytelling feel more deliberate and mature. The pacing is solid, though the second act occasionally dips into exposition-heavy territory. Still, it's handled with enough visual flair and character work to keep you engaged. The humor is present, but not overwhelming. It doesn't undercut the stakes or drama. Instead, it comes from the characters themselves, from Ben's dry wit, Johnny's arrogance, or Reed's awkward social skills. The score deserves mention too. It's sweeping and thematic, with a main motive that sticks with you long after the credits roll. There's a real sense of wonder and danger in the music, and it enhances every big moment without ever distracting from it. By the time the credits roll, you feel like you've experienced the beginning of something, not just another self-contained Marvel installment. There's clear setup for future crossovers, hints of incursions, multiversal rifts, and cosmic-level events to come, but the film doesn't get lost in that. It stays focused on its central theme: family. What does it mean to protect each other, to fail each other, to rebuild? And that's the magic of Fantastic Four 2025. It doesn't just try to fix the mistakes of the past, it dares to do something new. It's not loud or edgy for the sake of reinvention. It's confident in its simplicity, its characters, and its tone. It's about smart people facing impossible problems, and it doesn't shy away from the cost of heroism. In short, this is Marvel's most emotionally grounded film since The Winter Soldier, and its most visually original since Guardians of the Galaxy. It may not be as explosive or memeable as some other entries, but it has what many superhero films lack today: heart, vision, and longevity. This isn't just a comeback for the Fantastic Four. It's a reintroduction of heart-driven storytelling in the superhero genre. Marvel finally gets it right, and this time, it feels like they're here to stay.